Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. So I've been noticing that a lot of people have been reaching out to me and they've been saying, well, you know, I still want to be able to eat the foods I like to eat, man. Like, when can I eat pizza? Do I have to give up pizza? When can I eat a burger? Do I have to give up burgers? What about my Oreos? It's just, you know, I get it. There's certain foods that we just don't want to give up. You know, like for me, I'm a breakfast eater. If I could eat waffles and pancakes every day, I would. That don't mean I do it, but I like them. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a certain food that you might like too, or it might be alcohol. It might be, I don't know, candy. I don't know what it is. We all have our things that we like. And so people have been reaching out to me about, well, you know, how many days can I do this? How many days can I eat these foods? Is it even possible for me to eat these foods while going towards like my fitness goals, losing the belly fat? And I want to tell you that you can. All right? I want to tell you that you can, first off. And, you know, I also want to tell y'all kind of like a little bit of a story. And so before I really got into my fitness career, I was just under this impression that all the trainers and the fitness influencers at that time, like on YouTube, I can't remember if Facebook was really popping back then. And I know Instagram wasn't out, but I was looking at people on YouTube, and I was just like, okay, you got six-pack shortcuts out here. I think it was an Asian guy, I can't remember his name, and there was a couple other people too, and they was always talking about, you know, how to eat ice cream, and how to eat pancakes, and how to eat pizza, and how to get abs, and how to help their clients lose weight. There was this one guy named Devin Physique back in the days, and I think he used to be like an influencer for this company called Shreds. And he would always be posting like all these, you know, cinnamon buns and all kind of food they be eating. But he was ripped. And so I'm like, man, what the hell do I not know that they know? I was kind of pissed. And so I started doing a lot of digging, because all I knew up to that point was you got to eat healthy 100% of the time, vegetables, protein, sweet potatoes, brown rice, to be able to get lean. That's all I knew. And I'm like, okay, well, these guys, they more ripped than me, but they eating these types of foods. And so I knew they was hiding something. And so then I started researching. You know, I started digging. I started watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos. I started reading a whole bunch of books, buying up books, you know what I'm saying? And I discovered what they was doing. Yeah, I discovered their secrets. And some of them, they didn't have a whole lot of structure around what they were doing. It was enough to work for people, you know, but it wasn't a lot of structure around it, around like the macros and the calories. But then, you know, because I went to college, I went to Georgia State University. For y'all who don't know, yeah, I went to Georgia State University. I studied exercise science and nutrition. And so I noticed some gaps with what I found and what I had learned about nutrition from Georgia State. And so I said, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna have some different strategies mapped out based on my lifestyle. And then as I started to get into the online fitness coaching space, this is the one client that made me go full-time in online. Well, not full-time, but it made me give even more effort and attention to online coaching. There was this one guy named John Thomas. Reached out to me on Facebook back when Facebook was popping. And around that time, I had really learned, you know, how to do this, I call it flexible nutrition, where you can still eat foods you enjoy eating and drop body fat. And I also had done a little bit of bodybuilding around that time. And so, you know, I introduced this concept, this method to John Thomas. The dude ended up dropping 48 pounds in 4 months. Now, mind you, this is a guy I had never seen, because I was still doing in-person training at this time out here in Buckhead, Atlanta. And, you know, people get fairly decent results. You know, a lot of times what I found was because they train with me in person, they, slack off with nutrition because they know they was coming to see me. And it was pissing me off, to be honest. Like, I was pissed because I wanted to get more results. That was the reason I was into it. But when John came to me, I had already started doing the online coaching a little bit, just kind of like as a hobby. And then he started dropping weight. I think he dropped like 20 pounds his first month. And this was the method that I was teaching him, the flexible nutrition method. And when he dropped 20 pounds, I was like, oh, snap. All right, this should work. You know what I'm saying? So it made me go a little bit harder in online coaching, like trying to figure it out. But then 4 months in, he dropped 48 pounds. I'm like, oh, hell no. He getting better results than my in-person clients. And that's when I realized, when you're doing online coaching, there's a thing called self-accountability. They didn't have the crutch of, well, I'm coming to see Coach J in person. It's like, your ass either sinking or you swimming. You got to hold yourself accountable. You know what I'm saying? And even though, I checked in on him, and like I still check in on my coaching clients, he was eating food that he enjoyed eating, a certain amount of times throughout the week, which are, you can call them cheat meals. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a burger, some fries, whether it's, whatever you want to eat, pizza, you know what I'm saying? And he was dropping weight. And so, I started putting a couple of other people on it, not just men, but also women. They started dropping weight. I'm like, okay, I'm on to something. This is like a whole cheat code to being able to lose weight, and you can still eat the foods you enjoy. You don't have to starve yourself. You don't have to do these crazy restrictive diets that give you headaches, that leave you feeling like, damn, I feel less healthy than before I started. You know what I'm saying? That's what tends to happen to a lot of people. And some people, they never even get started because they don't like the thought of, I have to give up these things to get this body, because at some point I'm gonna want to eat the foods again. And the people who do end up starting, they be thinking about the damn food so much, they be like, man, I can't do this no more, man. I be wanting to eat with my family sometimes. I be wanting to go on vacation. I know I'm not gonna be eating chicken and broccoli on vacation. I'm just not gonna do it. I feel you. And so this method, like some people call it carb cycling, some people call it calorie cycling. I call it flexible nutrition. And the reason I call it flexible nutrition is because you still have to have the fundamentals of your nutrition down pat. You still need to be aware of your calorie intake. You still need to be aware of your protein intake. You still need to be aware of like eating quality food at least 80-90% of the time. You're not gonna be eating junk food all the time. I'm not gonna ever tell y'all you can just eat pizza, burgers, and pancakes and Oreos all damn day. Y'all gonna be malnourished and sick and have all kind of health issues. That's what some of y'all doing already. That's why you got type 2 diabetes and erectile dysfunction and high blood pressure, because you have no type of discipline around the foods you eat. You see what I'm saying? And so the biggest thing is this: you can have a cheat meal. You can have 2 or 3 cheat meals a week. It really depends on how fast you want to see results. And if you one of them crybabies, if you're not seeing results quick enough, then your ass might not need to have no more than 1 or none on a weekly. But you might need to go bi-weekly. If you one of them crybabies, when you step on the scale, you just get all sad and depressed. If you one of them, like, you don't need to have as many cheat meals. But if you okay with, moderate success, and even though you still can see fast results, but if you want to see results on a week-to-week basis, you might not need to have as many cheat meals. You see what I'm saying? And so, but for a lot of people, I noticed that a lot of people, when the weekend comes around, they don't have a cheat meal. This is where a lot of people mess up. They have cheat weekends, cheat days. Guys, that don't work. It's like you did everything right on the week, during the week, and then you just got the fuckets when the weekend came around, and you crying and wondering why the weight went up on the scale come Monday. You just gave up all the habits that you had to get the results come Friday. You just stopped all those habits. And so you can't be sad. You can't be mad about that, because you didn't give yourself any type of boundaries. Okay, it's the weekend. All right, I know I want to eat with my friends. I want to eat with my family. I want to watch a little bit of football. That don't mean you still shouldn't be aware of how much you're eating. That don't mean you just drink all day and eat whatever you want to eat all day. especially if you are working towards a fitness goal. Now, if you don't really care, then you probably wouldn't be listening to this podcast if you don't care. But if you know you want that weight to go down, if you know you want to feel better, you want to feel proud about how your clothes fit, you want to feel proud about how your body look when you take your clothes off, you want to be a better example for your family, you have to set standards. Yo, what up? Just wanted to take a quick second to let you know I want to change your life. If you've been listening to the episode and you know that I have what it takes to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and transform your body, and you ready to make them changes in your life, head over to my Instagram @JJacksonOfficial and DM your boy Real Results, and I'll reach out to you and we'll talk about your biggest struggles. We'll talk about the goals that you want to accomplish, and I'll give you some guidance and a game plan on what you need to do next to hit those goals. Again, head over to my Instagram @JJacksonOfficial and DM me the words Real Results, and I'll reach out to you to do what I can to help you. Now let's get back to the episode. Like, there's so many folks out here that they have no standards for themselves. They just willing to take anything, do anything. It'd be so interesting to me when I be seeing like some of the dating stuff out here on social media, and women will be like, so what do you look for in a woman? The guy be like, man, I don't look for nothing, man. Shit, I'm good. I take whatever. She be like, I don't want to talk to your ass then, because you don't have no standards. You showing her that you are low value. And so you have to have the same shit for your lifestyle. What are your standards? What do you want to? Are you the type of person that just let your body go and just keep on getting bigger? you get out the shower every day. Hopefully you take a shower. When you get out the shower, you're not gonna think to yourself, damn, I done gained 50 pounds. But this is not in my stand. I gotta start losing some weight. Some folk waiting till they gain 100+ pounds for it to click. But when you have standards, you step on the scale and you know that you weighing too much, you're like, oh hell no, this is outside of my standards, I gotta lose some weight. You look at yourself in the mirror, you be like, well, I can't be living like this. This is not in my standards. You gotta set the bar higher. Like some guys, it's so many excuses, and I'm not trying to sound like an elitist, but it's so many guys that I see that make so many excuses. Whether it's, my wife ain't giving me permission, I don't have the money, all the excuses, it ain't the right time, I can't work out that many days a week, whatever it is. Guys, these are just the standards that you set for yourself. Because if it's important, you'll find a way. It's the same way when folks have kids, and those kids, they want to go on them field trips with the other kids, and those kids, they want to play sports, and the parents that don't have the money, what they do? They find the money. They make a way because it's important to them. And so if it's important to you to lose the weight, you go find a way. You go use a credit card or something. You go figure it out. But the people who don't, if it's not important to them, if it's not a high standard to them, they go make an excuse. They just go make an excuse. And so for all y'all who be, you slide in my DMs, you say you're ready to lose the stomach, you're ready to lose the weight, then you start bringing up all these excuses, just know I'm just looking at that shit just like, sad ass. Sad. Like I don't even care. Like I might not even reply back to your ass. Because it's just sad. I want to help people who want to be helped. I want to help people who want to be better. I want to help people who want to be a better example for their family, who willing to put in the work, who willing to have the courage to invest in themselves. Some of y'all, you don't have courage. You're scared. You're afraid of failure. Straight up, afraid of failure. You don't have the courage to invest in yourself. But I don't want to get too far off topic. The biggest thing is this. You can still eat foods you enjoy eating while dropping weight, guys. I'm out here in Atlanta. Yes, I eat Waffle House. Yes, I go to Five Guys. I go to Shake Shack. I eat tacos. Am I doing it every day? No. But I do it. You see what I'm saying? I do it on a weekly basis. Now, if I'm getting ready for a photo shoot or a bodybuilding competition, which I've been considering getting back on stage, I cut back a little bit. But you got to have structure around how you do this. You just can't wing this shit and expect you go get the results. You got to have structure. You got to have a game plan. That way you get faster results. Like my guy John, who dropped 48 pounds in 4 months. He probably could have figured it out, but it would have took him way longer than 4 months. And so when you invest in coaching, because I think I seen somebody talk about some coaching and they laughed or whatever. Well, coaching is like a secret, a secret for the most successful people out here. You see LeBron James. This motherfucker spend like over $1 million a year on coaching, stretching. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure PR coaching. You know what I'm saying? You got Russell Wilson in the NFL, spend over $1 million a year, stretching, massages. There ain't no telling what else. It ain't just physical coaching. You see what I'm saying? It helps you time collapse so you can get to where you want to be at much faster than, just like these generations where the parents not really teaching the kids nothing. So the kids have to just start from ground zero. You don't want your kids to start from ground zero. You want to teach them some shit so they have an upper edge over everybody else. Like my pops, he taught me how to start working out. I had an edge on a lot of the kids in high school and then college. I had already been doing this shit. I was already built for like being mentally and physically tough because my dad put me through the shit. And so now when I'm seeing guys out here and I understand for some people you have mental health issues that are, really tough. If you lose somebody in your family, if like I have a uncle who has schizophrenia. I understand there are certain areas where people have, mental toughness issues and mental health issues. But I'm just talking about motherfuckers that just afraid of hard work and not being motivated. What the hell is that? Like, I was never motivated to get outside when it was cold outside and watch my dad hold car in his rims and my fingers all cold and shit. I wasn't motivated to do that. I wasn't motivated to scoop the trash off the ground behind my dad's restaurant and put all that shit into another trash bag because the homeless people was taking out the trash out of the dumpster and I had to scoop shit back up and put it back in the bag and throw it back in the dumpster when I was a kid. I wasn't motivated to do none of that. I wasn't. And so you have grown ass men saying they're not motivated. Man, what the fuck is that? What is that? I'm still trying to figure it out. Because if you got kids and you have a wife, I feel like that's like one of the biggest reasons to be motivated. Like, it ain't too much more that'll make a man's heart drop than his family, his wife, his kids, and maybe it's like his parents and his sisters and brothers and people like that. When you have these type of people and reasons other than just yourself, that's the biggest motivation you can have. Like, I go hard right now, but if I had kids, man, like it would just flip a switch in my head. it would just, I don't see how a father, a dad who's like invested in wanting the best for his family, how he could not want to bring the best version of himself to his family. Like, motivation or not. And even women, you got family, you have a daughter, you have a son, you want to be able to bring the best version of yourself to your family. Not to mention if you have a business, you want to be able to bring the best version of yourself to your business. Some of y'all, you want a better job, you want to be able to get a raise, become a better version of yourself than what you are right now to become deserving of that raise. Your boss see it. Guys, I got people who work for me. Sometimes they want a raise. What value have you added to yourself to be able to get this raise? What skills? Do you have more energy now? Can you be more productive now? Guys, fitness, it starts with Fitness helps all these different areas. You want to have energy to do more, you want to have the mental bandwidth to do more, start exercising. Start eating better. You're going to start feeling better. Then when you get home from work, you're going to have the energy to want to spend time with your family. And so, how I said, we're not eating cheat meals every day. You eat cheat meals every day, now your ass ain't going to have no energy. But if you do it, a few times a week, 1 or 2 times a week, something like that, you're going to have a lot more energy. And now you can do more. You can become more because you can think more effectively. Some of y'all have brain fog. You're tired all day. You can't even think about the next move. You can't even think about making more money. because you ain't treating your body right. That ain't loving yourself. If you loved yourself, you wouldn't want to feel tired all day. If you loved yourself, you wouldn't want to look in the mirror when your shirt off, you butt ass naked, and you depressed, you sad. Of course that's going to put you at a low vibration state. Of course you're not going to be as motivated. Woo, boy, y'all got me heated up today. Anyway, hopefully y'all found this podcast helpful, man. You can have a cheat meal or two every week. Just got to have a little structure with it. And yeah, man, let's go get these results, baby. If you find this podcast helpful, leave your boy a 5-star rating, a genuine 5-star rating. Hit the follow button, and we out of here. Let's go. Yo, appreciate you for tapping in and listening to the podcast episode today. Hopefully you found it valuable, and if you did and you want to learn more about how I can help you lose the big ass stomach, transform your body, and get your health on point, DM me real results over on Instagram at JJacksonOfficial for more information. And I'll reach back out to you to do what I can to help you hit those health and fitness goals. Let's get it.